What's more fun to shop for? A loaf of bread, jug of milk, and a stick of butter? Or bamboo shoots, water chestnuts, and oyster mushrooms? I think the answer is quite obvious. When you decide to cook something a little more exotic than usual, part of the fun is shopping for the ingredients. Hello and welcome to the Veggie Table. I'm Karen Johnson and this is Ronica. She's one of the exotic ingredients I found at the grocery store.
Hi Karen, it's really nice of you to think of me as an ingredient. I've noticed lately that most grocery stores have become more conducive to cooking gourmet or exotic foods. And when you don't have a lot of time, this makes exploring new recipes a lot easier.
You're right, there's no excuse for cooking bland food anymore.
That's right. So, our first recipe is a 4-mushroom Thai curry. Once again, Thai curry is a little different than Indian because they like to use coconut milk, and this gives it a distinctive Thai flavor. This dish is also intriguing because you'll be cooking with sake. The next dish's main ingredient is easy enough to find. That's corn. We'll make sweet corn cakes. These have a curry base which will blend very nicely with the sweetness of corn.
Can't wait, so we'll be back right after the break. Welcome back to the Veggie Table. Ronica, do you have everything you need to get started?
I do.
Good.
And we're going to start off with the 4-mushroom Thai curry. And of course, Karen's going to say, what do you mean 4? Is it number? No, not golf.
Not golf? Oh, okay. What?
4 kinds of mushrooms. The good thing is you can use any 4 kinds that you like. If you have a specific taste for the more exotic mushrooms, just go ahead and use that.
Does that change the taste of the whole
It will,
curry? Okay.
slightly. Yeah, it will. So what we're going to start off with is the curry. The thing that makes it distinctive in Thai, which is the curry base, the coconut milk, and basil, which you can use either in its full form or diced. Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to start off here with the some peanut oil in the pan, about a 1/4 cup. So basically,
the measurements according to Ronica.
that's right. Karen, you know how that
I
works.
know how she goes.
Just to coat the bottom, let it get a little hot.
Okay.
And I'm going to put some of the
Ingredients in the
ingredients
basil.
in
Now, are
there.
you going to chop it off? Does it make a difference if you chop it or you put it whole? Do you?
Well,
what would you like to go to today?
I think we're going to go with the whole leaves.
Okay.
Because we like the taste of basil,
do.
do we?
We do.
We do.
Absolutely.
And so when you get it in your mouth, you can actually chop it. So I'm just going to take the leaves off.
And even if you didn't like the taste of basil, you could easily take it out.
Exactly. That's the
So
other thing.
that's
So you
another
just get
idea.
the flavor and you don't have to.
Sounds good. Great.
Here we are.
Okay.
Here's some of that. And here, this is the one of the exotic ingredients that we were talking about, again, available quite readily at a grocery store. It's pre-packaged, so it's easy to use. So again, one of the more exotic recipes that are easy to use because you can get the ingredients.
And what is that? The curry?
This is the curry base.
This is
the
curry
Thai red curry base.
Is that like a paste form or?
It is a paste. It's very concentrated. So what you do is you cook it a little bit before you add the coconut milk in it, and that forms the curry, which will then go on the vegetables.
Do you use the whole package of it, or do you just take sections or pieces of it?
That is about half a package.
Okay.
Again, the only way you know exactly how to cook it is to try it, and we've gone with about half a package because it's kind of in the middle. If you like it hotter, then go for more, and if you don't like it as hot, then you go for less. Or you can add more coconut milk again, depending on what you like.
Okay.
So while that's heating, which is almost
the haze
there,
is already starting to form.
we're going to turn this up a little high. I'm going to just chop some zucchini.
Now, do you like to leave the skin on?
Yes, for a few reasons. Of course, nutritionally, that's where they say most of the nutrition is in vegetables, is in the skin of it. Also, it looks nicer. The color is much nicer. And even after it's cooked, it doesn't look insipid. You know, if you peel it, you know how zucchini gets that funny kind of cream lemon color.
But this
would be really nice.
There we are. Now, you like them thick when you slice it or thin, the vegetables?
You can do it any way you want.
All right.
When you're stir frying, the important thing is to try and keep most of them about the same size.
Okay.
So that when you're cooking, they cook evenly.
All right. Makes sense though, doesn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
makes
I
sense
think
to do.
our oil is kind of ready
Yeah,
there.
it looks like that's ready to roll.
And so we're going to chop it in here.
Sure. Okay. Burst of flavor. There we are.
You just wait for it to wilt a little bit.
Okay.
You just give it a little, yeah,
There we are.
and you'll see how that happens. And the reason it's spluttering, of course, is because there's, you know,
Oil and
the
water.
leaves have been washed.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. It's wilted.
it has.
Well, I think it has.
Now this is pungent, which is the red curry paste that we're going to put in there. So have your handy glass of water,
Right.
which is
Did you
what
put
I
all
always
in, or-
I
You forgot a little piece.
Well, that's all right.
Okay.
You can get it.
All right, so I'm going to take
going
this
in
down.
there. Yeah.
So of course now when I do this, all the ingredients, since it's less soluble, it'll break down all the
It'll break
ingredients.
it down. What you want is a kind of a paste.
Okay. There we are.
Yep.
Can you smell it, folks? Huh? It's already starting to
Not yet.
come
The
together.
other ingredient we're going to use in this, and I'm going to mention these now, is because once we start stir frying, it'll be very quick.
Right.
Is tofu, which has been marinated in red chili paste. Again, available quite readily at a grocery store.
Okay.
Some of you who are familiar with the recipe are going to say, I usually use gluten, which is fine. I've just found in my experience, most of my guests, because of, I guess, just our specific taste buds, prefer the taste of tofu. And the reason it's been marinated is because tofu really doesn't have too much of its own taste. That's
how's that
looking
looking
great.
good? Okay.
Turn this down a little bit
Okay.
and add the...
Milk.
Here, I think it's let me have that.
All right. Now, is there a special way you have to be careful when you're cooking with coconut milk that it doesn't curdle or anything like that?
It
or
does. No.
Okay.
No, it actually does not curdle. It's always a good idea to add the liquids slowly, so you
Okay.
get a chance to mix it. I always do this.
What do you do?
I think we have
do you
some
need?
water right
Here,
in the
why don't
corner
you
there if you would.
stay there, I'll get that.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wash this down because as you cook the...
Well.
that's fine. As you cook, it actually...
Starts to evaporate a little bit,
yes,
right?
it evaporates and it
I love the
reduces.
thickness of this, the consistency of it.
It will get that way because we're going to
Yeah.
simmer it, and what we're going to do is put it off on the side,
we'll
get
move this
the wok
baby
in
over.
here so we can do the stir frying, and while this is simmering,
Okay. I'll actually put that over there.
that's right. Here we are. We're
Let me
gonna-
just do this a bit.
Now this works quite quickly. So in
Okay.
this, what we're going to do is let that heat. In this particular recipe, it's the garlic that's optional. We're going to use it,
really?
and you can either use it chopped or you can actually just crush it and put it in. And I think we're ready here almost.
Okay. Starting to go. Now, if I don't have a wok, can I use another pan that'll
A
be
big
just
enough-
as suitable?
A big enough pan
Okay.
that'll keep all the ingredients in while you're stir
Right.
frying. And in this stir frying, we're going to be using sake. And it's basically, and you don't have to worry about the alcohol content because
Oh, okay. We won't all be happy little chefs?
that you can be with alcohol on the side. The reason is that alcohol will evaporate when the temperature is high enough. Okay, here we are.
I like your method. There we are.
Okay.
Okay.
And the way you start with the stir frying is you start off with the ingredient that takes the longest to cook.
Okay, and that in this case
That
would
in
be?
this case is probably the zucchini.
Okay.
So we're going to add it, and actually they'll take about the same time. So here we go.
I'll help you out here. Now you're also adding
We're going to add some red onions.
That really makes it exotic, especially
It
appealing when
does.
it comes to color.
The other thing is, please feel what, use what you like. You could make this with snow peas and broccoli, carrots, whatever.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
you can change
This
it.
is what we've used. It doesn't limit you to using only those ingredients. And while that's happening, I'm going to actually, this is one of the mushrooms we're going to use, and it is an oyster mushroom. Do you
Oh,
see
wow,
the
I see
shape?
the shape of the
It's
oyster.
very pretty, yeah.
Very nice.
That's
Now,
one of
those
them.
readily available in stores?
They are actually
okay,
now.
good.
These are chopped portobellos. This is one of the other 4 mushrooms we're going to use. This is oyster mushrooms available in cans.
Oh,
Most of these will be available in cans. Excuse me, that
Okay.
was the oyster. This is straw mushroom.
Straw,
I'm
yeah.
getting a little carried away here.
you like your 4 mushrooms.
I
can
like my
see.
4 mushrooms. You can use fungus. All you do is you actually soak it in water and use it. It's got a very distinctive flavor.
Oh, okay. What's the flavor like?
It's more, it's like a ripe cheese.
Oh, okay.
The equivalent in...
Take a sip of water.
Yes.
I'm going to keep going here with my zucchini here. It looks like it's going in pretty good, isn't it here, folks?
Okay.
All
now
right,
the stuff gets added quite easily, quickly.
Great.
Go right ahead.
All right. I love this. My favorite ingredient, of course, is coming up.
Sake, just to keep it...
Oh, yeah. Shower that. I love noises like this in the kitchen. You know, there's lots of tasty treats coming ahead. Okay. Now, how much of the sake did you put on?
This is splash.
Okay. So is that just you know what you want to? If you want to put a little more, you can.
You can. It'll evaporate. It's just to keep it moist.
All right. Here you are. And next up,
the tofu.
okay. There we are. Now, how long does tofu take to cook?
Actually, it's ready to eat when you get it. So if you
Really?
like it fried, you can cook it
Oh, you
first.
can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Or you can fry it a little less. We're not going to fry it that much.
Okay. This is looking really, really good.
It will be terrific. Okay, we're gonna. While you do that, I'm
So
going to chop the
when
mushrooms
do
here.
you pop your mushrooms in?
Last, because
Last.
they take very little time to cook, and you
Right.
don't want to lose the flavor because
No.
the flavor is quite delicate, and you want it to.
You want to be able to still taste
Exactly.
it. Right.
Another one.
Does that work?
That. Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, not watercress.
What is that, bamboo?
Water chestnuts.
Chestnuts. That's it.
And this is the bamboo shoot. Again,
All right.
available at grocery stores. Quite
See?
easily available at grocery stores.
Okay.
So we're going to just add these quickly.
Okay, good.
Keep mixing it.
Okay,
please.
okay. Wow, she's a slave driver today. You're just hungry, aren't you?
Absolutely. We're going to do a little.
Usually I'm the one who's got the full appetite. Oh, look what you're adding.
That's what you like.
Oh, okay, we'll go there.
Right.
All
I'm going
right.
to just put a little salt in here.
And again, optional. according
Again,
to what you'd
optional.
like to do, but I'd like to have that. So.
And
Mushrooms. Okay. This is smelling.
Isn't it smelling
wonderful?
absolutely terrific? If you would bring out the
I would.
the base, we're going to put it in here and actually maybe just show. What you do is you cook this for another maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and you put the base on top. We have a prepared dish,
I already have one. Okay.
which you can see. It looks
Bring it
just
over.
wonderful.
That looks great.
Here you are.
Already
And
done.
that here is the full,
The full piece.
with some basmati rice. This is absolutely divine.
Oh, this
Stay with
is
us, 'cause
wonderful.
you're going to see what it looks like.
It is. We're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to come up with dish number 2. More to serve you up on the veggie table. See you right after this. Welcome back to the veggie table. We're just doing a little dance, aren't we? And now, are you ready for next?
Dance? No. We are ready to make the sweet corn cakes,
We are.
which is, again, simple, delicious snack. In fact, I couldn't keep them on the... I couldn't get them off. They were, eaten right
Everybody's
away.
eating them already. What do you start with?
We start with some flour. That's 1.5 cups. We pre-measured it because it's
Right.
easier to just get to mixing it.
Okay.
So that's 1.5 cups of flour. 1 egg. We're going to break right in here.
Which I know you're not going to get any of the shell in there. There
None,
she does it.
None. 2 cups of corn. This is canned corn that has been drained.
Wait, can I use a corn in a cup? And
You'd
get
have
the kernels off there?
what you'd have to do is actually boil them first so they're soft, because there really isn't a lot of time for it to cook in there.
And did you also know that if you use a clean shoehorn, you can take the kernels off the cob too?
Right.
So
Baking
that's
powder.
another
That's about 2¼ teaspoons. Scallions, 1/2
Okay.
cup. Now we're going to make a batter out of this.
Oh, all right.
About 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, which is also pre-measured.
And
You can go less if you want.
can do that. And it's also storing with brown sugar too. If you put a piece of bread in the container with it, it'll keep it nice and moist.
That's right. That's very true.
It won't harden.
A tablespoon of the red Thai curry paste, and we're going with as much as you want, as much as we want.
Now, what does that do? Does that make it spicy?
It does.
What
That's
will
what
that
makes
be? What will that be on a?
This probably is going to be about a
scale?
6.
A 6. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
A half a teaspoon of salt, that, and half a cup of water.
Okay. And again, of course, you always start with washed hands, as we had done previously
Oh,
before
absolutely.
the show.
It's an absolute necessity.
That's right. So now, why couldn't I use like an electric blender or
Because it'll
something
break
like
the
that?
kernels.
It'll break the kernels.
And you
okay.
don't want to break the kernels of
All right.
corn.
Because then you'll have a whole new dish altogether.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And here, the
Is
thing
there
to mix it, the other thing is, you see the paste that we put in there?
Yes.
We need to get it totally blended and into the batter. And
Okay.
it's pretty concentrated, so it's important to do that.
Alrighty.
And here we are. I can get rid of all this.
So I couldn't water down that paste before I put it in. Defeat the purpose?
I am going to water it down a little
Okay.
bit,
All right.
because then we can actually drop it in. Now this would be, I guess, a Thai version of Indian pakoras,
Oh,
if you
yeah,
know what
that's
that
right.
is.
Yep.
Except this is,
Okay.
and you can actually feel the consistency as you're doing this. And what I'm looking for there are the bits of curry paste that have not been blended yet,
grounded,
because
okay.
I want it to be completely blended.
Wow.
My mouth is watering because this is actually very,
Yes.
very delicious. You see, it's quite,
Yes.
and because of the corn,
It kind of camouflages it a
misleading.
little
Yeah,
bit, so you
you've
have
got to
to
keep a
pay a
lookout
little
for this. You can add green coriander to this if you like it, and
Sounds
most of
good.
us do. Let's
Now,
turn
would this be considered
maybe we
like
should
a
turn this
meal?
on like about snack,
Snack.
I would say.
Okay.
Accompaniment, a side dish with some chili sauce or even coriander sauce. It's
That
actually
would
quite
be
nice. Yes.
But the way it lasted around here at the studio, just plain. Basic, put it in your mouth right off the grill, so to speak.
Yeah. Here we are. Whoops.
What
here
you
we are.
looking for?
Sorry,
You
the
looking for some
water.
more water? Okay.
Because I want to make this a little
And again,
more.
what is the consistency of the whole paste that you're looking to do here?
What you're going to use is going to be not very liquid, but you'll be able to drop it on the pan
Oh, okay.
with a spoon.
Well, wouldn't that be okay? That's
Okay.
really interesting. Just see
You're
that
looking
too.
for the spoon?
You know,
I've hidden it from
okay.
you because otherwise you're going to be tasting from here. It's right here. Give me hold.
She knows me all too well. But I'll let you cook it this time before I go for the taste buds. Not
Actually,
a
you know what I'm
problem.
going to do is I'm going to drop these. We can try this
Why
by
don't we try
dropping
it?
them by hand.
Okay.
Let's turn this up.
And do you
And
have to put any oil or anything in it?
We're going to use this non-stick spray.
Okay. All right.
Please feel free to go ahead and use olive oil if that's what you prefer.
Right.
Just a little bit, yeah. A few, yeah. Just,
There.
that's good.
And one for good luck.
One for good luck? All right.
All
you
right.
have the spatula in your hand?
I do.
Okay.
All right. So as you can see, it's already coated the pan.
Yeah. Hang on.
And again, you have to watch it with your eye. You don't dump all the water in at once.
No, because you want to feel the
Exactly.
consistency. Okay. Let's turn that up a little bit. And I think
To high,
yeah.
perhaps?
You know what?
What?
This feels a lot like pakoras. So I'm going to kind of drop them in by hand.
Okay.
If you just pat them in there. Actually, don't pat them yet, because you know what's going to happen? It'll get stuck to the spatula, and that's not what you want,
All right.
right?
Okay. She knows I'm just trying to get in there. Now, do you have to make them a different shape?
No, they just
like
form
that.
a
They
shape.
form their own
yeah.
little shapes?
Yeah.
You know, they remind me of little clusters.
That's exactly what they are. They're
You
like
know?
pakoras.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like clusters.
And I'm sure if you want, you could put little pieces of cooked potatoes. I'm sure that would
Oh,
work.
that would work too.
That's right.
Yeah, you
I'm
have to
thinking
cook
of this as I
potatoes.
go along.
I
because
can
it's-
tell. There we are.
Green chilies are a very welcome addition.
As a side or put them in?
You can put them in.
Ah, I know some people eat them. So would you like
Yeah.
to do any flipping here?
No, because then you'll eat them first.
You are so detailed. Oh,
we
look
are.
at that.
Okay, okay. Now
What?
can you get them to flip?
Oh, you want me to flip now?
Yeah.
All right. I could. You know, I am a master flipper.
There you are. See how nicely that happens?
They are.
Yeah,
That has my name on it.
they all do, don't they?
I know they do. Okay. Right. All right, let's move this guy over a bit. You know, I have my own way of doing things.
Should I wash my hands and do this?
I'll do it.
We're going to get Karen to be an accomplished cook by the end of this. I can tell you that.
You know, a lot
There
of
we
people
are.
would be very happy to hear that.
There we go. Go on, Karen. That's it.
There
You
we
can do
are.
it.
Oh,
Good girl.
all right. Did I get rewarded now?
I guess.
There's a method to our madness. So you should separate them.
You should separate them.
Yeah.
Just cook them a little bit. You see the inside that's
Yeah.
still a little fluid? They will be kind of dry when it's done. And
Okay.
that is your corn cake.
That looks great.
Don't they look great?
That looks wonderful. We're going to take a little break, and when
And
we
we're
come
gonna taste
back,
all this,
we're
aren't
going
we,
to taste it
Karen?
all and show you how to prepare it for your guests. So join us as we set the veggie table just for you. Welcome back to the Veggie Table. Well, our place settings are served for you, and for you, Ronica, what an appetizing
I
table.
know. Doesn't it look terrific?
It does.
This shows you, you prepare a meal, you put a little bit of thought in it, put it together, and here you have this absolutely incredible,
Fit for a king or queen.
that's right, table, which is where we come right here. Whoops.
And what did you start there with?
This is the 4 mushroom thigh
Oh,
curry
that's right, yeah.
with basmati rice. And just a little bit of garnish, and it looks really appetizing. Some black olives. You can use regular pita bread around it if you want. You don't have to use the bread at all if you don't want. You can use regular bread, just
Sure.
dipping,
Or just buns or what
buns,
have you.
whatever.
That looks really good.
And the second one is
I can't wait to get into these. She wouldn't let me touch them when we were cooking, so this looks great.
And if you're wondering what's below what we actually made, it's the
Right.
same ingredient with a different curry base. That's all.
That's how you get the various colors, and that could be a
Exactly.
beautiful palette or plate. Now, it's really interesting we were talking that we could actually make these bigger and make them as a meal.
Like a pancake.
As like a pancake if
Like
you
a-
wanted to, like the red ones
Exactly.
we've done down here,
If
to
you
make
were
a full
to use,
entree.
exactly. Remember I said you could put potatoes in it. If you were to
That's
grate
right.
a potato, it would be like a latke.
That's right. That's right.
Every culture has its own variation of, pancakes and latkes and pakoras and any of
How
that.
about the dip too now?
That's just a scooped out turnip
Oh, great.
with some, chili sauce in it. Here is another kind that you
And
can
this
use.
is another kind up here that we have
It's not
here.
the same, but
it's not the same, but
definitely-
again, talking about variation and what you can do.
You can use yogurt if you find it too hot.
Oh, that would be a really good idea.
And
All
here,
right. That
we should
sounds
dig
great.
in.
We should. Well, we'd like to bid you adieu. Thanks for joining us today at our table, the Veggie Table. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Thanks for being with us.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Kitchen appliances provided by Frigidaire, the look of better performance. The Veggie Table Kitchen's provided by Hanover Kitchen and Bath Gallery. Wardrobe by Frida's, 86 Bathurst Street. And hair by Salon Danielle, 25 Bel Air Street in Toronto.